Hello friends, I'm Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today, I'll be sharing with you complete information on one of the biggest immigration programs to Canada. And the irony is, there is no complete video on this topic on any platform. And whatever the information is there, it is distorted, broken, incomplete. So this video will serve you as a guide for this biggest program. And this program is Federal Skilled Worker. Federal Skilled Worker program under the Express Entry. I'll be sharing complete information with you. But before that, a very small request. If you are new to the channel and have not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration news, update, tips, tricks on this channel. If you like the video, please share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit. Please press the bell icon so this video comes to you immediately when we upload. So without further delay, let's move on to the very, very important topic, which is about Federal Skilled Worker. Federal Skilled Worker comes under the Express Entry program. Now, this program has in 2025, this has even more than the previous years has more value. Why the value is there? Because PNPs are almost stopped. No PNP draws are happening. And other programs are also on a halt. So this is one of the biggest programs which is going, and it takes people on merit basis. So let's see what this program is. So quickly explaining you, which I have did in the past also. Express Entry is basically divided into two components, the federal component and the provincial component. The provincial component, there is PNP, and federal component, there is Federal Skilled Worker, which I am going to explain you today. Federal Skilled Worker, then CEC, Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Trade, and then of course I have already told you under the province PNP program is there. So together, if a together draw comes, it is a general draw, right? So that's where general comes into picture. So let's see, our focus today is Federal Skilled Worker. So when we say Federal Skilled Worker, what is the meaning of Federal Skilled Worker? FSW is an acronym for Federal Skilled Worker, and it is a part of the Express Entry. Federal Skilled Worker is for people who are outside Canada. The word is very, very simple. Outside Canada, they have never came to Canada. They have never studied in Canada, and they are totally outside of Canada. FSW, Federal Skilled Worker. Now, you don't need to have a Canadian experience to qualify under this program. So you can simply, if you are sitting out there in India or any other country, you can simply, if you qualify, if you meet the requirement, you can apply under this program. Straightforward, simple. Now, when we say requirements, what are the requirements? So the minimum requirement is you should have 1 year of experience. 1 year of experience in tier 0, 1, 2 or 3. And the language proficiency should be equivalent to CLB 7. I'll go in more details, but for now I'm just giving you the overview of this requirements. So education qualification should be supplemented by ECA. You should have a valid ECA, Education Credential Assessment. I have a complete video on ECA. You can watch that. Here, I'm just telling you what ECA is and why valid ECA is needed for this. You should have sufficient proof of funds unless you have a job offer or Canadian experience here. So that's the more or less the broad requirements. Let's look into the, first of all, the eligibility grade. Because if you are not eligible, you cannot apply. So eligibility is very confusing. Sometimes people get into trouble understanding the eligibility. You need to score exact minimum 67 points. If you do not score 67 points, you are not eligible. 67 points out of 100. Now, these 67 points are on 6 selection factors. What are those 6 selection factors? And nobody has explained these factors till now on any platform. I'm not saying YouTube. They have not explained on any platform properly these. And I am trying to explain you with a very, very simple way, which you will never forget. Never forget. So here is that simple way. PR in your wallet. PR in your wallet. You get the PR and you put your PR card in your wallet. That's how simple. Wallet. Remember the word wallet. So wallet, W stands for work experience. A stands for age. Language. L stands for language. The second L in wallet stands for links to Canada. E stands for education and T stands for ties to employer. So these are 6 factors. Remember the word wallet. No confusion. Remember word wallet and that's it. So these are the 6 factors. Now, going in detail into each factor. So work experience. When we say work experience, so work experience gives you 15 points, maximum 15 points. And your work has to be full-time, which is 30 hours. In Canada, we call full-time work 30 hours per week or its equivalent part-time work. It has to be paid. Voluntary internships are not eligible. Internship is a part of your study. Voluntary is not eligible. And it has to be in the same knock code, which is your primary knock code. It has to be within last 10 years. So important, within last 10 years. So these are key points. Maximum you can get 15. Let's look at the grid. Here is the grid. So for 1 year you get 9. For 2 years to 2 to 3 years you get 11. For 4 to 5 you get 13. 6 to more you get 15 points. This is the points grid for work experience. Moving on to point number 2. Point number 2 is age. Now, age is something which is beyond your control. It's kind of free points for you. Whatever the points, you will get it free. You have to do practically nothing in this. So, age, you can get maximum 12 points. And here is the age grid. Now, maximum points you get for 18 to 35. After 35, the points decrease. So 36 instead of 12, you get 11. And it goes on. Maximum points 18 to 35, you get maximum 12 points. Moving on to point number 3, the first L. L is the language. Language test requirement. You get 28 points. Here is the confusing part. So 28 points, it is split into 24 and 4. So Canada has 2 languages, English and French. So one is your primary language, and suppose you know English, which is your primary, and maybe you know a little bit of French, which can be your secondary one, right? So 24 in one language is maximum. It can be other way around also. You can have a French as a primary language also. Now, 24 points you can get in one language area. To prove, you need to go for a test. And the test, there are 3 tests which are available. IELTS, IELTS General. Remember IELTS General, CELPIP General, PTE Core. These are the 3 tests which are available. You need to score minimum CLB 7. Again repeating, minimum CLB 7 in all the 4 areas: listening, speaking, reading, writing. All the 4 areas CLB 7. And I have already told you the 3 types of options you have available: IELTS General, CELPIP General, PTE Core. Higher the score, better is your CRS and better are your FSW points. Simple. Now, points grade. Let's look at the points grade. Here is the points grade for language. So CLB 7 gets you 4 points each. So 4 times 4 is 16. CLB 9 gets you 6 points. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 4 is 24. And if you know French, you can add 1 point, which makes it 28. So here, if you have CLB 9, you can get 24 points. You don't know French, that's okay. You can still get out of 28, you can get 24 points. So that's language. Now, second L, which is in the word valid. So valid acronym, I have made it. There is no such available. You check all the internet, nobody has used this. So valid links to Canada, that's the second L. Links to Canada is basically your adaptability, and it can give you maximum 10 points. So if you have past studies in Canada, you can get 5. Here I have highlighted something and I'll explain you. Past work in Canada. If you have worked in Canada, you can get 10 points. And it is highlighted because this is the maximum you can straight away get. If you worked in Canada, you can get 10 points. Plus, if you have worked in Canada, you can qualify in double stream, FSW, CEC, Canadian Experience Class. So you can qualify under double stream. Sometimes people qualify under all the 3 streams, which is possible. But many people do qualify under 2 streams, which is FSW and CEC. So if you have 1 year of Canadian experience, you can get 10 points and also qualify in CEC. So now your studies in Canada gets you 5 points. Your spouse studies get you 5 points. Language gets you 5 points. Your spouse past work in Canada can get you 5 points. Arranged employment can get you 5 points. So there are different ways of getting these points. Now, the last, there is relatives. I have told you that relatives can also give you points. Now, what types of relatives? That is the maximum confusing part. Okay, relatives, if you have your parents in Canada, if you have grandparents in Canada who are a Canadian citizen or PR card holder, parents or grandparents who are Canadian citizen or PR card holder, child who is a Canadian citizen or PR card holder, grandchild, child of sibling, which is your brother, sister. Why I have highlighted in yellow? I have highlighted in yellow because siblings can get you FSW points as well as they can get you CRS points, 15 CRS points. So that's why it is highlighted that they can give you both points. So try to be in good terms with your brother and sisters. Child of grandparents, which is uncle, aunt, and niece or nephew, they can also get you the points. So all these can get you 5 points in FSW. Child of a parent, which is your brother, sister, can get you, the same child can get you 15 points CRS points also. So now let's move on to the E, which is education in valid, right? So valid, remember the word valid. So education can get you maximum 25 points. A PhD or a doctorate level study can get you 25, master's 23, and if you have done 2 degrees, suppose you have done a diploma and a degree, then you can get 22 points. If you have done post-secondary degree, 3 years degree, you can get 21 points. And if you have done post-secondary study, which is of 2 years, a 2 years diploma can get you to 19 points. A 1 year diploma can get you 15, and just grade 12 can get you 5 points. So here are the details of the points for education. Let's move on to the ties to employer. Valid, the last word T. This is the last point. So T can get you the 10 points, ties to employer. If you have a job offer, from a Canadian employer, you can, and that has to be for 1 year, at least 1 year, you can get 10 points. So if you can arrange, it's called arranged employment. If you can arrange a job offer from Canada, whether it could be LMIA based or LMIA exempt, you can get 10 points in FSW points grade. So hopefully you have now the idea of all the 6 points in the FSW eligibility grade. Now, very important point in FSW is because you are new to Canada, you don't have a job. When you land in Canada, you don't have a job. So you need to show proof of funds. You need to show proof of funds unless you have a valid Canadian job offer. If you have a job offer, great, you don't need funds. And or you are authorized to work in Canada because you are already working in Canada and authorized, you are under the CEC category also, Canadian experience class. So CEC category also, so then you don't need it. You are working in Canada. So then proof of funds is not required. Otherwise, for FSW, proof of funds is required. It depends upon the size of the family. If you are single, then it is different. If you are married, 2 people, 3 people. So there is an entire list which is there depending upon the size of the family. Now, biggest confusion is between CRS score and FSW. Remember, FSW points are for eligibility. 67 points, you need to be eligible to enter the express entry. CRS points can get you ITA. Higher the CRS, higher the chances of getting the ITA. So try to maximize your CRS points after you enter express entry pool. Now, with that, let's see another important thing, which is FSW trends. Now, FSW, you qualify under 3 ways. 3 types of draws you qualify. Nobody told you, yes? Yeah, I know. Nobody told you FSW, you can qualify under 3 types of draw. 1, which is federal skilled worker only draw. If the federal skilled worker only draw comes, you qualify, provided you meet the cutoff. So, February 2nd was the last FSW draw. It's been almost 2 years. This has not happened, FSW draw. General draw comes, the last general draw actually came on April 23rd, 2024. It has been more than a year general draw came. The third category is category based draws. So you can qualify sitting out there in India or any other country straight with the help of category based draws. The beauty of category based draw is that the score is much lower. Otherwise, the normal scores are higher above than 500. But if you have a category based tier code or NOC code, you can qualify at a lower CRS score. So these are the 3 ways. And of course, with CBS category based selection, you can qualify at a lower CRS score. What type of person is ideal for FSW? For FSW, here is my ideal person. What type I will suggest? Less than 30 years old and holding a master's degree, having a good English, CLB 9 or higher, and at least 3 years of full-time experience. Preferably, job preferably in one of the 6 categories. Those categories I have explained multiple times. These categories are healthcare, French, STEM, agriculture, trade, transport is out. Education is the new one. Education, teachers particularly. So, and preferably unmarried, because unmarried you can get more points. So this is the ideal candidate in my eyes for FSW. If you are the one, you can easily get it. So, of course, if you need to discuss your own case with us, more than welcome. You can book an appointment. Appointment you can do over the phone with us or on the Zoom call. Or if you want to meet me in person, you can come to my office. My office is located in Brampton. Address, email ID, phone number. Everything is shared right here with you. And very important, if you have still not subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.